Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In this video we're going to be making this Christmas tree granny square. So yeah, let's just get started with the video. You're going to start off by making a magic ring. Then you're going to chain 3. You're going to wrap the yarn around your hook and pull it through the loop 3 times. Those chain 3 are going to count as a double crochet. Then you're gonna double crochet. You're going to yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull through. With the 3 loops on your hook, you're going to yarn over and pull through 2. Then you're gonna yarn over and pull through the remaining 2. So the 2 double crochets and the chain 3 from the beginning of the round are going to be considered a double crochet cluster. Next, you're going to chain 2 and then you're gonna repeat the following pattern. You're going to be doing a double crochet cluster followed by a chain 2 3 times. So again, a double crochet cluster is 3 double crochets together. So this is our second double crochet cluster. We're going to chain 2 and then do a third one. So we still have 1 double crochet cluster, a chain 2, and then we finish round 1. You're going to pull on the tail of your magic ring to tighten the magic ring before closing the round. To close the round, you're going to slip stitch into that third chain that you did at the beginning of the round. So you're going to insert your hook into the chain, yarn over and pull the yarn all the way through. And with that, round 1 is done. You should have a total of 4 double crochet clusters and 4 chain 2 corners. For round 2, you're gonna start by chaining 3, which will count as your first double crochet. However, we're going to be working in the second corner first, so we're gonna chain 1 before moving to that. To create your corner, you're going to start by doing a double crochet cluster, so 3 double crochet together into that chain 2 space from the previous round. Then you're going to chain 2 and then do another double crochet cluster into the same chain 2 space. So this is what the corner is going to look like. Then you're gonna chain 1 and move on to creating the second corner into the following chain 2 space. So similar to before, you're going to be doing a double crochet cluster followed by a chain 2 followed by a second double crochet cluster all into the same chain 2 space. You're going to chain 1 to move on to the following corner and then repeat the pattern. Okay, so now we're at the final corner. We're going to start by doing the first double crochet cluster. Then you're going to chain 2. Then you're going to be doing 2 double crochets into the chain 2 space. The chain 3 that we did at the beginning of the round will be part of this double crochet cluster. To close round 2, you're going to slip stitch into the 3rd chain. For round 3, you're going to chain 3, which will count as a double crochet. Then you're going to be doing 2 double crochets into the chain 1 space. Since we have a color change following the double crochet cluster, we're going to be changing our color at the 3rd double crochet. To change your yarn, you're gonna start off by doing a normal double crochet. Once the double crochet is done, you're going to pull on your yarn to expand the loop. Then you're gonna remove your hook and insert it diagonally into the double crochet through those 2 loops. Then grab your white yarn and pull it through. Then pull on the tail of your green yarn all the way through. Then you're going to chain 1 using your new yarn, and then you're gonna move on to your first corner. So you're gonna be doing a double crochet cluster, chain 2, and then another double crochet cluster. Despite having multiple color changes in the same round, I'm not going to be crocheting on top of the green yarn and carry it with me, and I'll show you why later on in this video. So this is our first white corner. These ends that you see at the back, we're gonna weave them in at the end to secure them. So after the corner, we're going to chain 1, and then we're gonna do a double crochet cluster into the chain 1 space from the previous round. At the 3rd double crochet in the cluster, we're going to be doing our second color change. We're going to change color back to green. Then you're going to chain 1 and then do the second corner. Once the corner is done, you're going to chain 1 and do a double crochet cluster into the chain 1 space from the previous round. Then you're going to chain 1 and do your 3rd corner into the chain 2 space. At the last double crochet, you're going to be changing your color. Using your white yarn, you're going to chain 1. Then you're going to be doing a double crochet cluster into the chain 1 space. Then you're gonna do a chain 1 and do a corner into the chain 2 space. Then you're going to chain 1 and then slip stitch into the 3rd chain to close the round. In round 4, you're gonna start by chaining 3. Since we're gonna move on to the chain 1 space that's next to it, we're going to chain an additional chain before moving on to crocheting a double crochet cluster into the chain 1 space. Then you're going to chain 1 and then crochet a corner into the chain 2 space. Then you're going to chain 1 and do a double crochet cluster into the chain 1 space twice. At the last double crochet, we're going to be changing our color. So just to show you the difference between cutting your yarn after a color change and between carrying the second yarn under your work, for the following round, I'm gonna do that. I'm going to chain 1 and then as I crochet the following 3 double crochets into the chain 2 space, I'm going to crochet on top of the white yarn. You're going to change the color back to white, chain 2, and then finish the corner by doing the second double crochet cluster into the chain 2 space. And then again, I'm crocheting on top of the tail of the green yarn so that I carry it along with me to the next color change. So this is what the corner is going to end up looking like. Then you're going to chain 1 and do a double crochet cluster into the chain 1 space twice. Okay, so we've reached our third corner for this round. We're going to chain 1 and do our first double crochet cluster into the chain 2 space, and then we're going to change our color to green. And with that, the corner is done, and we're gonna change our color back to white. This is going to be our last color change for this round, so there's no longer any need to carry the green yarn with you. Next, we're going to chain 1 and do a double crochet cluster into the chain 1 space twice. Then you're going to chain 1 and crochet a corner into that chain 2 space. Then you're going to chain 1 and do 2 double crochets in the chain 1 space to complete the cluster there. Slip stitch into the 3rd chain to close the round. So the tree is technically done. We're gonna do one more plain white round, just like to create a border around it. We're going to start by chaining 3 to begin the round. The chain 3 always counts as a double crochet, and then in each of the chain 1 spaces you're going to be doing double crochet clusters, and in the corners you're going to be doing a double crochet cluster followed by a chain 2 followed by a double crochet cluster, and then in between those you would just chain 1. If you wish to add additional rounds, you would just need to repeat the same pattern for that round as well. Once you reach the end of the round, you can either slip stitch into the 3rd chain to close the round and finish off, or you can do the invisible stitch, which I'm gonna be doing here. Start off by cutting your yarn and pulling it all the way through. Then with your needle, skip the chain 3 and into that following double crochet, you're going to insert your needle from the back towards the front, pulling your yarn through. Then insert your needle into the previous chain from the center towards the back. Once you pull on the yarn tight, it will create an invisible stitch on top of that chain 3. Weave in your yarn to secure it. So you can see how using the invisible stitch barely shows where the round ended, and it gives a clean finish. This is the final square after I weaved in all of the ends. And you can see here where the white yarn is showing, this is where we did the color change and we carried the yarn with us instead of cutting it. And it even shows from the front. It's not that big of a deal. However, if you want like a clean finish, I would always prefer to just cut the yarn and add it again at any color change. So this is the square. You can either turn it into a coaster or you can incorporate it into a bigger project like a Christmas sweater, cardigan, or a scarf. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!